All right, tell us a little bit about the Slacker Tour.
Well, there's like thousands of us all over, the millions actually, slackers and slobs and people who, for the most part don't vote. I cured myself of it a long time ago and started voting, and it felt good. And now I'm on this tour across the country to convince other people who are non-voters, which would be 50% of the population, that this year, just once, just try voting. Even if you don't like either of the candidates, I just think democracy is not a spectator sport. It's a participatory event. You have to come out and participate. You got to get off the bench. So that's what I'm hoping to do.
Now, what about young people? Why is it so hard to get them to vote?
Well, young people, you were young once. Actually, you still are young. You have a sense that, politics doesn't really affect me. So I don't care much about politics. Well, let me tell you, politics cares about you. Politics is cutting your school loan. Politics is possibly drafting you next year. Politics is very interested in you as an 18 or 20-year-old. And so I'm encouraging them to pay attention and get involved, because it'll come and bite them pretty soon, and they'll regret they didn't get involved.
Now, of course, part of the process is watching something like the debates that are coming up. Do you have some advice for A, John Kerry, and B, President Bush?
Well, I would say to Mr. Kerry, when Mr. Bush brings up how many positions he's had on the Iraq War, I would look at Mr. Bush and I would say, Mr. Bush, I've only had one position on this war. I believed you. I believed you just like the majority of Americans believed you, and you led us into a war based on false information.
How about President Bush? What advice would you give him?
The best thing President Bush could do would be to say, if there's another debacle this year like there was in Florida in 2000, he should say, this year I'm not going to put the country through what we went through in those months after the 2000 election. If Mr. Kerry wins the popular vote, I will step aside, because clearly that is the will of the people, that he be president of the United States.
Now, my question for you, you have books out against Michael Moore, you have pundits out against you. Obviously, I'm sure you get emails,
whole
things like
industry
that.
now, yeah.
It's an industry.
There's like 5 documentary films now against me.
Well, what's the key to keeping your thick skin?
Oh, I have a sense of humor about it all. I find it all very funny. It's very amusing, entertaining. I'm honored by it. I have all these people against me because I think they believe that I'm effective. They believe I'm going to affect this election. They believe I may have something to do with removing George W. Bush from the White House. I take that as a high form of compliment. And
do you believe that you will have something if President Bush loses?
I hope so. I hope I make my contribution. It's clear from the polls, the people who've seen this movie, millions and millions of Americans have seen my movie. And it's affected a lot of people, including undecideds and people that were on the fence before they saw the movie.
Well, now, speaking of the movie, obviously the Oscar buzz, you've done well with Bowling for Columbine. What do you think the Oscar odds are for Fahrenheit 9/11?
Well, I never think of that. It's really not on my mind whatsoever. The Oscar for me is if this film has something to do with removing George W. Bush on November 2nd. That would be the highest honor and award I could receive this year.
Last question for you. Speaking of movies, what's the last movie that you saw?
Dodgeball. It was hilarious. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's so funny. They trained the team to play dodgeball by having them run out in a freeway, because the coach says, if you can dodge cars, you can dodge balls. I thought, that is genius. So if you get a chance to see it, check it out.
Will do. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.